It's Evelyn Alexander from Magellan College Counseling. I wanted to give you just a quick tip on one of the UC Personal Insight questions. So, you know, the University of California has 8 questions that they want you to answer 4. So they give you 8 prompts and you get to choose 4 of them. And the word limit is very short. It's 350 words. And they really consider this their interview with you. Obviously, the UCs are much too big to interview. So they want you to write short, brief answers to these personal insight questions so that they can get to know you a little bit. And that's their way of learning more about you. Now, I'm going to share my screen. But when you Google UC Personal Insight questions, this is what's going to come up. And like I said, there's 8 of them. And what I actually generally do with students is I go through all 8 and let's do a little brainstorm and like see what happens, see what pops into your head. Some of them are kind of obvious. The first one's leadership. The second one's about creativity. Sometimes we just skip right over that one, which I think everyone has some creativity in them, but some people don't access theirs as readily as others. But it's this third one that I want to talk about right now. So the way that the question is worded, I think is a little bit constricting, and I want to give you a different way to read it that might open up the possibilities a little bit. So the way the question is worded, it says, what would you say is your greatest talent or skill? How have you developed and demonstrated that talent over time? So the first thing to think about, and they give you some more questions to things to consider, they call it. The first thing to think about is how do you define talent or skill? And honestly, I think that's the part where it's a little bit constraining. And again, I want you to be able to think a little more broadly about your talents and skills. So to me, when I think of talent, I think of things that I'm sort of innately good at, which I'm trying to think off the top of my head what I'm innately good at. I'm a good talker, I'm outgoing, I'm social. So I think that's a talent. When I think of skill, I think more about things that I've taught myself to do or I've practiced so that I'm better at. I will tell you a skill that I'm really not good at. I cannot ride a bike. It's dangerous for everyone around me when I try. I'm a really good, I like to cook, and I happen to be really good with a knife. I'm one of those like fast chopper people that you see on the Food Network, if you happen to watch the Food Network. So that's a skill that I have, but I think this question can go deeper. So I would like you to read the question this way. What would you say is your greatest talent, skill, or personality trait or characteristic? I think they're trying to get to know you here. And if you can it's almost like that adjective exercise. Sometimes your counselors might ask you just, name 3 adjectives you would use to describe yourself. I think that fits into this question. And if you can really back that up with a really good story about why you have that personality trait and why that personality trait is important to you, you'll notice that one of the little sub-questions underneath this question is, why is this talent or skill meaningful to you? So if you happen to be someone who's really good at putting people together, at connecting people, the question isn't whether or not you're good at it. They're not going to doubt that you're good at something you say you're good at. But the question is, why is that meaningful to you? And to me, a successful answer to that question would be, tell me a story about a time when you connected people or helped people, and how that turned out, and what it felt like for you to be that catalyst person, if you will. So I hope this is helpful. Like I said, there's 8 of these questions. They want the answers to 4. They're very short. You only have 350 words. What I would like you to do, and what I have my clients do, is write a big, long answer. Write it as big as you possibly want. Say as much as you can. Sometimes we actually get our Common App essays out of these UC essays because we write the long version, and then we can shrink it down. It's so much easier to shrink down a large essay than it is to make a small essay larger. So I hope this is helpful. Just wanted to give you a quick tip on the UC essays, and good luck.